Hi everyone, it's Claire from ScrappyNerdUK and welcome back to day number 6 for my December Daily 2021 album. So today I'm going to be working on the back of day 5, which was the 2-page protectors that I'd stuck together, created a fold over. So I'm going to need to cover up that seam. So I have a large photo and that's where I'm going to stick that one directly onto the page protector, which I do at the end once I've got everything sorted as to where I want it to go. So the foundation page that I made in my album pre-December was this one on the right hand side. So this is a piece of acetate and I have cut out different size circles, so different spaces, different sizes for my photos, and also the other ones that you can see are actually from a freckled fawn paper from the October kit. So I cut those out just using a circle die, and then I've adhered those down onto the acetate. And now what I want to do is I want to, where I've put the markers there for where the photos are going to go, what I've actually done is I've cut out another circle that's the same size as the photo, and I've attached a brad through the top of the photo there, and that is going to create a swivel in order for me to be able to add my journaling. So I'm going to repeat that with all 3 of the photos that are going on the right hand side, and that is a photograph of the man himself, Ronald McDonald. It's a regular thing that when we get together with these friends that we have McDonald's, so I thought I would include a little photo of him, and that's probably all it says underneath the journaling, and where the journaling is hidden underneath. So I'm just removing those markers where I put them down, and there is a bit of torn paper underneath where I've pulled them up, but day 7 is going to be on the back of this, so day 7 will be covering those up, so not a problem. And that's the 3rd one there, just with the brad. So I just had to be mindful of where the brads were going to go to make sure that they weren't interfering with the photo, and that there would be, so for instance this one is actually coming off the edge of the page, so I needed to make sure that the brad was on fairly close to the left in order to make sure that there's enough space for it to not interfere with the left edge when I try and cut the edge of the photograph off there. So those are the 3 photos now adhered back onto that acetate sheet. And then just having a little bit of a tidy up here before I continue on. So yeah, that paper there, just used I don't know what size the die is. It's just I've got a set of varying sized circle die, so I've just run that through my die cutting machine and cut out some of the sentiments and just had them sort of scattered down the page. So as I said, that was already done in my foundation pages pre-December, so it just helps give you a base to get you started. And I didn't know what day of the month this layout was gonna or this foundation page was going to be used for, but as I've gone on through the month, then I have sort of assigned pages that work with my stories for that day. So I've just used my T-square ruler. I don't know, I just can't journal in a straight line. It always goes upwards. I don't know why. But I have just added some journaling lines with pencil, so I can always go and erase them afterwards. And just using I think it's the 0.2 fine liner to add my journaling underneath the photo. So this is the larger one from the right hand side, and so this is where most of the journaling is going to be contained. And you'll see I squeeze quite a lot of journaling in under that photo as well, so there wasn't really a natural place for me to be able to add journaling to this spread. I could have had just a plain circle and used one of those for the journaling spot, but where I had quite a few photos I wanted to include, using that technique where you expose the journaling So you can have the photos, and then underneath you're using the extra space to add your words. And now I'm going to work on the left hand side. So this is the large photo. So we took this at night, so the quality wasn't the best, and but I'm okay with that. I've lightened it up a little bit in editing software. So I'm just going to match a little bit what I've done on the right hand side just to pull this together. So I've got a couple more of those circles that I've die cut out. And there was also a chipboard piece that matched as well in the chipboard set, so I'm going to use that on here too. And I think I'm going to put a third one at the bottom. Apologies, this is slightly off screen at the moment. So I am using the circles to interact with the edges as well. So there's one, sorry, the one at the top there, I've just trimmed it off, and then the one at the bottom has a little bit of overhang off the edge, and I've just trimmed that as well. So I'm now going to add my number, and I really want to get through a lot of these alphas if I can, and so I didn't have a number 6, but I can spell the word 6 using the what I have left. So I have used the curve around that bottom circle, and I am going to spell out the word 6, and that's a great little tip. So if you've run out of numbers but you have letters that you can use instead, then go ahead and spell out the number for the day instead, or the number for the story, whichever avenue you're taking. And then that is that side done. So I'm just going to show you here that that is the back of day 5, and you'll see the seam of where I've overlapped the flap. So I attached 2 page protectors together, but you can see that on the left hand side of the page protector where they actually attach. So that is the reason why I've sized the photo to the same size as the outside of the page protector, and then I'm actually going to stick that to the outside of the page protector. So I've added my my holes already to the photo, just to make it a little bit easier to get it lined up, to get it back into, to get it lined up, sorry, so it's nice and straight, and then it'll go back in the album. And I think I end up having to trim a little bit, but it mostly works. So all I'm doing here is I'm just pulling half of the tape back, because I want to give myself a little bit of wiggle room rather than having it stick down straight away. I just want it to attach slightly, and then just make my way around the area, pulling off the backing as I go when I'm happy with the position of where the photo is. And then, as I said, I just trim I think at the bottom edge a little bit, and that is day 6 finished. So thank you very much for joining me today as always. If you have enjoyed the video, then please do give it a thumbs up. If you are new here, I'd love you to subscribe to my channel, and leave any comments in the comment section down below, and I'll get back to you, and I'll see you all again next time for day 7. Bye!